Alright, so the latest news on Carlos Correa is finally here. Apparently, Ken Rosenthal put out an article about an hour ago stating that the Twins have accelerated talks with Carlos Correa and the deal with the Mets still stays in limbo. Now, let's break down the article because Ken Rosenthal just put this out. He's a very trusted source, so let's go through it. Ken states, talks are very fluid, but the Mets are not necessarily out of the bidding. But 19 days have passed since the Mets reached agreement with Correa on a 2-year, $315 million contract pending a physical. The Mets, like the San Francisco Giants before them, grew concerned over the condition of Correa's right ankle during the medical review. It's been talked about the last couple of weeks how the Mets are going to renegotiate a contract, probably figure out a way to give him a higher AAV and have him for less years, or on top of that, the Mets are just going to end up walking away from them. Having Carlos Correa on the Mets is just a bonus to their team when they already have people at the third base position. Now, does Carlos Correa make this team a lot better? Of course it does, no one could deny the fact about that, but Steve Cohen has said recently that either one way or the other, they will reach an agreement soon, and that is coming from Steve Cohen, who was asked by Wardy NYM, which is a Mets YouTuber, on the Correa situation. But besides that fact, I think Carlos Correa still is a viable option for the Mets. Now, do I think the Twins have a very good chance of probably swiping him from the Mets? Yes, and I think for the reasons I stated earlier, how the Mets are willing to walk away from Correa if they do not come to an agreement, I think it would be okay if they let him walk. And on top of that, I think the Twins still really want Correa to be a franchise player for the team because, man, like I said in multiple of my videos, Correa was a cornerstone for that Twins team and honestly didn't make him a contender, kind of made him a wild card in a sense that, hey, if the Twins, everything was working out right and you had Carlos Correa, the Twins could be a pretty good team. But it's only Carlos Correa doing the work and the Twins are kind of mid and, Buxton is still injured. It's just not going to work out. So does Carlos Correa going to the Twins make a lot of sense? Yes. Do I think that the Mets have a better chance of landing Correa? I still think they do, just because Correa is probably going to go wherever the money is going to go. If you wanted to go to a team that would give him less guaranteed money, then I guess, yes, he's going to go for the winning opportunities, but I still think Carlos Correa is someone that wants to go for the money and have that longevity of a career and a career that will be paid out in full. Now, Minnesota's original offer to Carlos Correa was a 10-year, $285 million offer, which did end up failing once Carlos Correa agreed to that 13-year, $350 million contract with the Giants. Unfortunately, we all know what happened. Poor Giants fans, I'm sorry, bro. But listen, the Giants kind of escaped that one because everything that's been going on with the Mets are dealing with the same issue right now. Now, I think the Mets really don't need Correa in a sense. Like I've said, Correa is just a cherry on top, but the Twins do need Correa. So if the Twins end up swiping Carlos Correa, then hey, the Twins needed him, the Mets really didn't. It's just a cherry on top. The idea of it, it's like you get a little taste of something, it's like, I just want it, Mets fans, of course, it's going to be kind of sad not to get this dude, but hey, if they don't end up getting him, you still have Brett Beatty, you still have Eduardo Escobar, you have people there that are willing to play on your team that have been okay, and Brett Beatty looks really promising, so that's really good. If you don't get Correa, it is what it is, but the Twins need Correa, and the reason I say this is because the only stars on that Twins team right now that I could think of in the lineup is Joey Gallo, and the Twins signed him kind of on a flyer. He hasn't had a really good season in a very long time, and I think the only one really else you have is Luis Arraez, which did really well. He had the batting average title in his division, and on top of that, you guys still have someone like Byron Buxton, which, hey, if he could be healthy, that would be amazing for your Twins team. Now, not to discredit the Twins or anything, but having someone like Carlos Correa does make you a better team in full. On top of the Ken Rosenthal news, Jon Heyman has actually just come out with an article saying Carlos Correa talks with the Twins are gaining momentum as Mets and Correa camp have trouble finding common ground on protective language. Now, the whole protective language thing, that's up to the MLBPA. In Jon Heyman's article, he has stated the sides have continued to talk and there's a bunch of conversation about language and guarantee, but Correa's camp and the Mets were still struggling to figure it out as of Monday night. That's what gave the opening to the Twins, who are trying to close on their own deal now. Cohen recently told a Mets YouTuber he expected a resolution one way or another. It appears that will be that case, though it may not turn out the way most expected it. This is really interesting because, hey, we might get a passing update tomorrow morning or in the afternoon that Carlos Correa is either going to be a Twin or a Met. It's getting really dicey, man. It's getting close to this deal. It seems like this deal is about to wrap up in the next few days, man. That's what we're hoping, because this Carlos Correa drama is getting out of hand. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much all the news. I think we should trust both these sources. Jon Heyman can be iffy, but Ken Rosenthal is a trustworthy source. So that's pretty much it on all the up-to-date Carlos Correa news. Have a good one. Bye.